Hello! Alright, it's the Bloxer 502 once again, and today I will be bringing you guys another tutorial on Red Comet once again, and today I want to show you guys how to use a slasher push. This seems to be a pretty common technique that people like to use in multiplayer. I can see why. I've tried it myself and it's rather effective. Alright, so let's go and show on the road. Okay, so what I'm going to do, once again I'm just fighting the CAI. Alright. Let's place some fences. Ooh, bit of a lag there. Bit of lag. Alright. I always use scout bots just habitually. Alright, so let's go ahead and get out a constructor bot. Okay, and it seems to be using light vehicles too. Alright, and it looks like it's going to go ahead and rush a leveler on me. That's kind of annoying. Alright. Now, let's do that, and then this here. Get my radar on. If you watch my first video, I'm going to expand in the same pattern that I did in that video. This time I got out my second builder bot ahead of time, so I can go ahead and start spinning this metal that I'll be gathering. Alright. Now, the slasher. Typically people think of it as a mobile defense tower. But it's a little bit more than that.
Warning, system failure imminent.
When you use multiple slashers, then you can really push your opponent back. It says that it is a support truck right here, and yes, it does function as AA as well, which is nice, but as you will see later in the battle, if you get enough of them, they can be effective against assault units even. Let's take a look at this. This here. Alright. Okay. It's gonna take me a while to go stockpile these slashers. What I'm doing with this one is I'm using it as a mobile defense tower for this expansion here. Builder bot. I don't want that builder bot to die, so. Alright. These guys are gonna come around. Alright. this guy needs to build more energy. Alright. Now, here is the key to a slasher push. What you want to do, and I forgot to do this, you give them the fight command. They're not effective unless you give a fight command. Now, this might not necessarily be enough to do what I'm trying to do here, but we'll give it a try.
Warning, system failure.
Alright, here we go. Now we're finally bearing down.
Unit under attack.
Alright, more slashers. Now, as you can probably tell by now, I'm just going to use slashers throughout the entire battle. Now, since I'm fighting the AI, you can't see the true effectiveness of this. But really the key to a slasher push is to use the fight command. That's really all there is to it. Now, if you're fighting a real player, you might want to use something else, which is the Dominatrix capture vehicle. And it does exactly what the name says. It captures enemy units. They'll really capture anything, even the opponent's commander or factory.
Unit under attack.
Now, the idea with the Dominatrix is it has fairly good range. It can go through shields, but the main idea here with using it with slashers is to basically prevent your opponent from closing range. Any intelligent player in multiplayer is not going to close range with a small force if you have Dominatrix, because they'll get captured.
Unit under attack.
Very nice strategy to pull with the slasher here. If you noticed from my first video, I said I was going to keep it basic. Well, I guess this is what I would call advanced. Because if I would have used slashers, or possibly Dominatrix in that last battle, then I would have been able to... I would have been able to be more effective than if I had just used Scorchers. Because as you can see... Sorry, I gotta clear my throat. As you can see with these slashers, if you give them the fight command, they're much more effective than the Scorcher. They don't have the speed for quick reaction operations like the Scorcher does. But for fighting the AI, they work just fine. And even on multiplayer, they work well. Never send them charging directly at the enemy, though. You always want to give them the fight command, and they want to stay at maximum range at all times. Unlike these guys. Luckily, they killed it. And it's very hard to escape the slasher, especially with a commander, because it's faster, and it's got a lot longer range than the commander. And for most units. And as you can see, it even has enough range to take out those pesky Stardusts. It isn't doing anything. It can't do anything to them. They're too far range. Alright, now. Here's another advanced technique. You always want to make sure to focus fire whenever possible. So, wrap around here. And then open fire. Alright. Now, focusing fire, what it will do is it will do more damage. Well, here's the idea. It's not necessarily essential when you're fighting non-combat units, like a base here. But if you are fighting an enemy army,